friends. Yeah, it's been a really long time. I don't think I'm loud enough. There we go. Okay, I definitely don't want to. Oh my god, that's too loud. Okay, I swear to God, I was testing this mic. I wasn't just slacking off. Okay, so yes, I've had so much finals. I haven't made a show in around a month, which is a really long time. And I kid you not, I come in the studio, I was lost. I'm pretty sure in the summer, I'm the only show that goes on at least before 11 a.m. So I'm pretty much coming with a new studio and just I have to prepare everything. It's horrible. So today is actually a really weird show to come back to. I kid you not. And yes, if you've seen my Facebook, which if you want to like it, you just go to montcoradio.com, click on my Mind in the Working, and then you'll probably see that. So that's probably fine. So so on my Facebook, I've mentioned that I have a really weird and odd guest that if you haven't lived in anywhere after 2000, there's a website called Clubpenguin in which you have a character that's a penguin and you just interact with actual people in real life. So you literally log in, you're a penguin, you see other people who are actual real people playing the game as well. So it's like an online talking to people kind of thing. And it was actually founded by Disney, but then it closed down, but then somebody actually brought it back up that wasn't from Disney. So it was weird. So I met somebody over that who lives in where I live. So we're like, hey, come to my radio show. And I kid you not, I don't think any of my friends agree to this. Like, Hiba, you're crazy. Like, what if he's a serial killer? No, don't worry. Like, he's fine. He's laughing because he knows it's not true. I don't know. I mean, I don't know you. Okay. Again, a little of an odd, if you're, again, tuning in just now, number one, welcome. It's my Mind in the Working. So my guest again is from the website Club Penguin. And again, do your research. You'll see it. You'll understand how risky it is for me to do this. So Mark, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mark Egan, and I am from Club Penguin, according to...
Yes, the country of Club Penguin. No one knows about it.
Yes. And for those of you who don't know, Club Penguin is a virtual, basically, chat room, so to speak, where you could express yourself through what you're wearing, and you could basically just interact with people who are also not necessarily... They don't have much in common, but the common ground that you have is the platform itself. So on Club Penguin, it's funny, we met in the pizza parlor.
Yes, we did.
And she overheard me...
Saying something about Philly?
Saying something about Temple, Philly, because I might have mentioned that I was in college and someone asked which one. I said Temple, and because the pizza parlor was so full of people.
Yeah, I think I just heard you see you say Philly, and I've heard a lot of not heard. I keep saying heard. I'm not a penguin there, but I just read a lot of Philly, so I would always go up and be like, "Hi, I heard you say Philly." So it's kind of that situation, and I saw you say that. I was like, you know what, might as well. I mean, I've told a lot of people that I live here, so whatever. So I was like, hey, I'm in Philly too. I live in King of Prussia. You're like, wait, I live in King of Prussia too. I was like, what? And this other girl comes in. She's like, I'm from Temple. You're like, I'm from Temple. It just kind of... It
was insane.
It just escalated from there. And it was probably the most interesting... Have you ever had that happen to you before?
I've had one other person I've ever met from Temple. And on my years in Club Penguin is so big. They said at one point there were over... maybe 30 million people that were actually on Club Penguin. So the odds of meeting someone that's near you is so low, especially at this age, because I think it's stereotypical that younger kids would play Club Penguin, especially if they're Disney.
No, not in this. Ever since they came back up, everyone, even college students, were like, I'm playing this during class. And by the way, that's me. I do you play it during class?
I played it during class. I'm not going to lie. I was a little bit bored.
Same. Oh my God. I hope my professor's not listening. I've definitely played it before. And it's just, it is interesting. Actually, there's a lot of people who play it in around this area. I've met so many people from Philly.
Absolutely. It was definitely huge here. I remember my school back in third grade, second grade, when the computers we were starting to learn on, Club Penguin was actually one of the biggest platforms that I've ever heard of, besides Webkins and I don't know what else, that people could just basically come together and interact online. That was just so cool.
Yeah.
Actually interact. Physically, you're seeing the person move online while you're chatting with them. That's just such a cool concept.
Oh my God, yes. And I'll tell you right now, if there's anything inappropriate, they usually just ban you, which I kid you not. I got banned recently for saying someone's name, being like, "Oh, what about you?" Because we were talking about with somebody. So I was like, "What about you?" And I said the penguin's name, but I'm assuming the penguin's name is not something you should say.
Right. And
so they're like, "You got banned for 24 hours." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
I know.
And then within that 24 hours, Rookie comes in. By the way, at Club Penguin, there's like celebrities, and like it's like a really big like opportunity for you to meet them. So one of the celebrities of the Penguins actually came in during the 24 hours, and my friend like FaceTimed me, and she was like, "Heba, he's here," and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
That's unfortunate.
I was so upset, and then it was horrible. I ended up meeting him during class. It was funny.
One of my friends back in 3rd grade, he had the username on Club Penguin called Crab, and granted, Club Penguin has, like I said, over 30 million members, or at least it did in its prime, that would actively play and have memberships and stuff like that. So the fact that he had the username Crab, so we all wanted his account, obviously, to be able to go on it. Mm-hmm. And Club Penguin made this stupid rule where if 2 people are on at the same time, you're banned forever. So
banned forever?
Yes, a ban forever.
God.
I think they since got rid of that rule, but at the time they didn't. So he had the most rare, arguably, account of all time, and it was just eliminated.
Oh my God. No, I all I know is that they're like, "Oh, hey, you're accessing 2 accounts. You're not supposed to do that." I'm like,
right,
okay,
yeah,
that's
they
it.
Fixed it since.
But like, oh my God. I've never heard of that, actually. I was going to ask, actually, when did you start playing Club Penguin?
Oh, I started back in 2006, which is, I mean, Club Penguin began as a chat platform, I believe, according to the creator, Lance Prieb. He basically made it as a way to chat in a fancy, like you become... You're it's not a boring chat room. You're penguins.
Yeah.
So then it grew from there. But I joined a year after the beta testing was completed. So basically in 2nd or 3rd grade, somewhere in there, the summer, I think, of 2nd grade.
Yeah, I definitely do think, I think around 2006, 2005, not 2005, I think 2006 as well that I started playing it. And what was your penguin name back then? I bet his penguin name is Grit, so I doubt, was it Grit?
Grid.
Grit, okay. I bet it wasn't that, so what was it?
Oh, it was Super Dude 121. That says a lot about how I've changed.
No, I think mine's just as bad. Mine is Polly, because my sister was making it for me when I was younger, and I didn't know how to function the computer. So she's like, "Just name a name," and I was so into Polly Pocket. Have you heard of that?
Oh my goodness!
So
yes,
I was
my
like,
sister.
Polly, and then she's like, "Okay, what's how do you describe yourself?" I was like, "I'm a cutie." She's like, "Okay," and just how old are you? I'm like, "I'm 5." She's like, "Okay." So
Polly Cutie 5. There we go.
And like Polly _ Cutie 5, and I was like, "Yay!" And I was so happy with it. And oh my God,
that's so funny.
And do you remember back then when see right now it's called Club Penguin Rewritten, the boosted one, but back then Club Penguin, they used to have something called members, and members, you have to actually pay real money in order for you to access wigs and like really cool clothing, while if you're not, you're just naked the entire time, and you just wear like little cheap accessories.
Exactly. And if anyone's familiar with the term paywall, Club Penguin used to be entirely free until they realized, okay, we could make a lot of money from this. So they started the concept of memberships, and after memberships became big on Club Penguin, Disney was interested in it because it was owned by this guy before Disney bought it. Then Disney bought it for $300 million. I think 2 payments of $300 million, if I'm not mistaken.
God.
You could probably Google that. It was just insane to me how much they sold it for. And so eventually, Club Penguin wants a return on their investment. So they're going to make a bigger and bigger paywall. So the less you could do as a non-member, more member exclusive things. So it basically forced you to pay for that monthly membership, which was only $5, but still. Eventually, I mean, kids pay for years of memberships over time.
Crazy.
Insane.
And do you remember like how diverse it was when it comes to members versus non-members? And like,
yes.
It's just the idea that like, for example, if I wanted to talk to somebody who members, they look at me like, "Oh, you're just a cheap person."
You're a
like,
plebeian.
Like, I'm the queen in this world. Yeah, it's horrible because they're so mean to the non-members. It's crazy.
Right, I got an igloo, I could buy great stuff.
Exactly.
Like, I'm rich and you're
I remember
poor.
like going to the igloos of the members was like a VIP entrance.
Literally.
Like it was, oh my God, it was so funny because oh my God. I remember being like looked down at because of that. It was so bad. But yeah, I remember. And now that everyone's a member, because in the rebooted one, everyone's a member.
Right.
So, oh my God, it was horrible.
So the Club Penguin formula is just insane how Disney did it. It just make the kids play in that whole month because they're going to play a lot because they spent $5 for that whole month. So play a lot. And then make them feel like they have to pay again by making monthly parties. And the whole idea of rarity is huge on Club Penguin. So there's some items like pins you could only get if you go on at that specific 2-week time frame. It never
Yes.
repeats. So people show off the rarity by getting items that were only exclusive at one time. And that's huge on Clubpenguin. So the fact that Clubpenguin Rewritten exists, we get the ability to explore the past. It's like a
Yes.
nostalgia trip. and
Absolutely.
that's the only reason I joined.
Oh my god, yeah, no, seriously, and oh my god. I think I found out that there was a rebooted one when I saw somebody on Snapchat like film themselves playing it during school, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, what is this?
What? Oh my god, when did you come back to it?
So I heard obviously that Clubpenguin was shutting down, so I logged in to my old Clubpenguin account that back when Clubpenguin owned it, and they're like, we're gonna shut down. I'm like, no, you're not. That's a dumb business decision. You basically are ruining this best online platform
but
of
at
all
the same time,
time.
like the recent one that before it shut down was kind of too much.
It was.
They extend like right now the rewritten one is how do I say that? Like the oldest version.
Right.
While there's another one actually called Clubpenguin Online, which has the recent one before it shut down.
Right.
So it's like the new one and the old one. And I have an account for both of them.
Disney really messed up.
Really messed up.
Really messed
but at the
up.
same time, I feel like there wasn't that much because I didn't care about it as much back then, and which is the reason. So when it closed, I was like, whatever. But
Right.
like when it came back, I was like, let me play it again, and I just got so hooked on it.
You know, I was actually really happy it closed because they were just shoving too much of their products down
Yes.
your throat. Like there were things you could wear as your penguin that are basically promoting their movies, and it was just like if you're gonna do that, you might as well just make ads at that point. Because if you're gonna basically like throw all of your movies and stuff that you're creating down the penguins' throats that everyone knows about, you can just watch a commercial. It gets repetitive and boring,
Really
and
repetitive.
it's predictable. And I like the original art and the
What made it?
what made it
Clubpenguin?
what it is.
Yeah.
And I wish it was that again.
Honestly, that's true, and it's just that like comparing Clubpenguin Online, which is of course the newest one, and then the old version, so different with design
Yes.
and now like the Clubpenguins were starting to be like animated. I was like, that's so weird. Like the old version's a lot
Absolutely.
better.
And
Oh
it's
my
funny
God.
because this is actually what we're seeing on Clubpenguin Rewritten is when Disney bought it about like it's a couple years after. So Disney didn't really ruin it till later, but if you've seen Clubpenguin before this, it was just obviously the technology got much better on the site and this is what we're seeing right now, but before it was just insanely, personal. Like the people who made the art, it was very genuine art. It was
Absolutely.
great art. It was something that made you feel,
Like a
at
penguin.
home. Yeah, exactly. And so, it was a very creative thing at the time, especially for 2005. If we were to think about, how revolutionary it was, it's just millions of members joined and, how they had to code all that. That's just insane. in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
By the way, when you gave me your Instagram on Clubpenguin, we had to spell it out. It was horrible. Yeah, I think I noticed that you play an instrument.
Right.
Would you like to share about that?
Oh, so I am a cellist and a pianist, but mainly a cellist. I play cello for the Temple Symphony Orchestra, where I receive lessons, and I'm in a chamber group. I'm very passionate about chamber, actually, and a chamber group, for anyone who doesn't know, and I know a lot of the listeners do know because, they're people that I am friends with who I've been in chamber groups with in the past, mostly. But for those of you who do not know what a chamber group is, it's just a small ensemble of musicians, like very small, like a cello, violin, and a piano is the typical chamber group. But you could have a quartet where it's 2 violins, a viola, and a cello, or pretty much any nowadays combination works because there's composers that compose for the weirdest combinations like harp, guitar, and cello. Like it's just a weird. You don't really see it every day or hear it every day. So, I'm very passionate about the creativity of music while still being true to older, more classical style of music. It's the symphony orchestra has been something that I really enjoy being a part of because I've been in orchestras my whole, since I started. So I'm very passionate about being with other people that enjoy it as well and making that finished product that's just so great to perform with. It's just incredible. And I don't know, I just learned so much.
Yeah,
with
and
cello.
I feel like since seeing that picture, I decided to make my playlist dedicated to like using instruments into real music, and
Right.
of course some things that you recommended. The next thing I was going to talk about is since you said you're a college student,
Yes.
what grade?
I am I just finished my second semester at Temple university. So I'm taking a summer class actually right now because I'm trying to graduate a year early, which is weird because I have to take so many classes at once. Like more than, I think, a class and a half more than the average person.
Yes.
And half just means an extra credit, basically. So it's a lot.
Yeah, it's, oh my God. Wait, so are you senior or sophomore?
I'm actually now, the university considers me a junior, but this would be my second year. So I'll be a sophomore in air quotes.
Okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be a sophomore as well. I'm taking summer courses later, but not now. Yeah, so tell me, so like what's your major?
My major right now is finance. I was considering changing it to risk management and insurance, assuming I like this summer class. And for any of you who don't know what risk management and insurance is, basically it's just a profession that alleviates risk. So every decision a business makes has risk, right, associated with every decision they make. So if they're investing in something, there's a risk. You could either lose your investment or gain with your investment. And the more risk there is, probably the more you could earn, but also the more you could lose. So it's a kind of a give and take. So I'm very interested in that because I always liked statistics, and I don't know how much finance interests me itself. So I'll have to see if I really like risk, but finance is a good thing to fall back on because I do like business.
You have a lot to learn from that, but
right.
Yeah, my brother does like statistics as well. But I'm an education major, so it's just loving kids is all I need. I don't need to like math or science or anything like that.
Right, the passion, passion.
Just the kids, yes. And do you have a job?
I'm currently looking for one. I applied for a internship at Comcast. Just waiting to hear back from that. Yeah. Also at Target, I was looking at applying, but the problem is I don't have a car, so because I live in.
Oh, really?
Well, yes, because in Temple you don't need a car. Broad Street,
definitely, yeah.
You just Uber and it's cheap, and you walk everywhere. So that was a plus of living in the city.
So who dropped you off? I think it was an Uber.
Actually, I do drive, but I had to drop my mom off this morning at her job in order to have the car, which is funny just because, you'd think I would have my own by now, but I have the money for it.
I don't have my license either. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So have you ever worked on a job during?
Yes, I've had 2 jobs in high school at the same time. So I worked at CVS in retail, not the pharmacy. So I basically helped run the front store. There were certain times when I had to do what a manager does. Actually, most of the time I had to do what a manager does at CVS, and there's many stories I have of that, which is really funny. But at the same time as that, I was also giving cello lessons. So I kind of had this experience teaching younger kids. So they were 3rd and 4th grade upcoming students with the instrument, depending on the school district they were from. That had to do with how old they were. So it was mainly the first year students. So at PV, I believe, Perkiomen Valley, I had one student, and they start, I think, in 4th grade. I could be wrong about that, but he was a 4th grade student, and that was his first year. He could have just joined at that time. And then everyone else I taught was a 3rd grader, pretty much. So I got to teach them for a year, and it was great. Very good experience. Taught them over the summer and during class, like after class, actually, after school, right.
And did you get paid from teaching them?
I did, yeah. It was private lessons. They came to my house. There's actually one case where I had to go to the kid's house, but he mainly came to mine because I live close to the other people convenniently, so.
Well, that's good. Okay, and what is your experience in like retail? Do you have any stories? Because I've worked as a waitress. I've interacted with people before, but yeah.
I'll just say there's some interesting people. You'll always find that, some people are just having a bad day, and that's something that you have to deal with. Like, you have to think of what they are feeling before you prejudge them or something. Because if they're giving you a hard time, odds are they're going through something, or, they're just sick of, something that is on their mind.
Tired of something, yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, so I've mainly my but my experiences come from my interactions with the other managers.
Yeah.
So, getting to know them, they all had different personalities. Like my boss was the cool guy, you know what I mean? And then the other people who were managers basically had their own roles, in my opinion, at the store. And we all did our job. And I think the funniest thing that's ever happened was if I had to pinpoint it, something fell. I think a whole shelf fell.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was a shelf that I didn't set up. I was supposed to help, the person set it up, but they insisted on doing it themselves.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, and it fell next to an old lady, but it didn't hit her, and she was like super mad.
Oh God.
Like super mad.
I'm gonna sue you.
We
Yeah.
had to deal with that, and the customers with coupons.
Oh.
Those
My mom, literally my mom. She's a coupon
a coupon guru.
I know. Oh my God. Oh dear. So how crazy would they go?
There were
off
some
on?
that got $200 purchases of random stuff. My boss would always be like, "Why on earth? Even if you had a coupon for it, why on earth would you want what you're buying? You're not going to use it. You're just buying like the most random stuff
Just so they can
so they could get it cheap."
Oh,
so someone got a
wow.
$200 purchase down to like $20.
Wow.
CVS is insane with coupons because everything's expensive there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been there before, so like I know how expensive it is. But what, like, actually buy random stuff unless they might give it out on Christmas. Who knows?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I've as a waitress, I worked at a place where it's in an apartment complex where there's a lot of old ladies. So
Ooh.
yeah, I had to deal with a lot of old ladies. So.
And in general, I think retail just makes not the worst person, but it makes whoever is working it better. I think just you're dealing with all sorts of kinds of people,
And so, like,
you have to
when you're in
learn.
the customer's shoes, like, if something
Exactly.
happens, like, whenever I go to a restaurant and something happens, I'm like, I understand, don't worry. Like sometimes when they drop a plate, I'm like, I know how it feels. Don't worry, I'm not ashamed of it. Yeah, and, like, I know how to drop tips, and I know a lot more as a waitress.
You're more
but-
sympathetic as a person to
Yes.
other retailers, and you basically become a better customer. You're kind of more, because you're more sympathetic, you're more willing to help out the retailer and not, give them less of a hard time, be
Yes.
less frustrated with them, because most people in their lives do not work retail.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. And I feel like just the best part about working with customers in general is that you learn from it. So, I mean, it makes you a better of a person. And honestly, if I'm with somebody who isn't as nice to like workers, then no, get out of my way.
Right.
Absolutely. So the questions I'm actually going to ask you next is actually something I think I mentioned earlier, maybe on or off, not live, whatever. Is actually questions that I've always wanted to do with ask a guest kind of thing. So, and I feel like since I don't know you obviously, so like it's a good get to know you type of thing. Let me just put this real quick just to fix it. Okay, so basically it really I'm pretty sure when I ask you those questions, there's no way that we're gonna have like the same views throughout all the questions. And I think, at least for me, I call it hot and cold because it's different. But basically, here's an example. Okay, wait, let me just adjust my seating. Okay, so I need to ask you. You have to choose one of them, okay? You can say both, whatever. Do you put ketchup on your fries or on the side?
To side. It depends, actually, because sometimes I do.
See, I was gonna say it depends.
It
Yes.
really does depend.
Okay, like for example, cheese fries. Like, do you put the cheese on the fries or do you put it on?
That would be on.
On? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, for me,
But some fries get too
they
much.
don't get too much, and some of them don't get at all. That's
Exactly.
why I always choose on the side.
But
Always.
it depends how you set up the fries, because especially with ketchup, if the fries are like a mountain, then I put it to the side. But if they're like flat enough to get
Flat
over
enough,
it, I just
yes.
don't even care.
Don't care. Just like duh. Yeah. Oh my god. And by the way, all these questions literally they're like
They get deep.
Yes, so deep, and like it causes so much like controversy. It's crazy, and we're gonna get into more juicy ones. So next one is: are you a morning or a night person?
I used to be a night person by far. I used to be. And when college rolled around, you'd think I'd be more of a night person, but I couldn't possibly, because a lot of my classes just happened to be early. So I started waking up early and going to bed early, and I became a morning person.
Oh, okay. So I feel like, do you think school shapes that?
School shapes you becoming a night person, in my opinion.
Yes, because you stay up at night.
For
and you have
sure.
to-
And I feel
Absolutely.
like 90% of people I've ever met are night people. And actually, there's more and more people I'm starting to meet just because I wake up early that are also morning people, because the only way morning people could meet other morning people is in the morning. Because you wouldn't really.
morning is morning. Yeah.
And I have nothing against either. Like morning people tend to have more energy in general, and night people have all their energy at night. It's kind of weird. Like they lack energy during the day. Sometimes they take naps and stuff, and then when it rolls around to night, they're just like
Shutting down.
they're not shutting down. They like explode for an hour in energy. They're just
my
so
God.
like energetic, and then all of a sudden they crash at like 2 a.m.
No, I think I'm more both. Like, it depends on what we're doing. Like, for example, when it comes to plans, definitely morning. But when it comes to like just normal house stuff, night. Like, I can't shower unless I'm at night, and like it's just that kind of thing. Okay, the next one is: are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I am probably. It really depends on who I'm talking to, but most of the time, in general, pretty much everyone would consider me an extrovert. I'm like, when I'm with a group of friends, I'm usually the one that like kind of leads or represents the voice of the friends. Like,
Yeah.
I would be the one who does the thing that no one's willing to do.
The plans, maybe.
Either the plans, and I like doing things that are out of my comfort zone a lot of the time. Not necessarily being on the radio for the first time, but I guess you could consider that.
Yeah.
But I know many people who do radio, so it was less weird for me to go on, because I do have friends in media at Temple, because Temple has their own media building.
Absolutely.
And so I would say, with the risk I take, I'm definitely an extrovert, but I'm more introverted when I'm with people that I don't really know, like a bunch of people I don't really know, like in a classroom.
Yes.
It takes me a minute, and then I start.
I think I'm the same thing, but yeah, I'm very outgoing, and I love going outside more often than staying home. But there are some times where I want to stay home, but like, yeah.
Right.
Okay, now this one is so stupid, but like, if you say one of the choices, I will walk out of the studio. Do you put milk before or after the cereal?
I do it after. I think most people do, don't they?
Yes, but there are some people put it before.
There are people that put it before,
Which is
because it's more like a soup.
crazy.
It's more like a soup if you do it like that. Because
Oh
like
my
you start with
God.
the broth with soup, and then you put stuff in. Or nah, it depends. Because a lot
They're
of people
like,
start
it gets
heating broth.
soggy. I'm like, that's the point. Like, it's supposed to get soggy.
Interesting.
Oh my God, I don't understand that mentality. I just don't. It just looks weird.
I don't think I've ever poured it first, unless I'm doing refill and there's already some milk. But then I'd still dump more milk on top.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Oh my God, like for me, like I need to know how much I'm eating. Like, it's just, oh my God, it's messy.
Absolutely.
So how and when do you? Okay, so this one I saw on Twitter. So how and when do you apply toothpaste on your toothbrush? So like, how do you do? Like, what's your process?
For me, I just put the toothpaste on first, and no, wait. I rinse the toothbrush first.
Same.
And then I put the toothpaste on. Had to think about that one.
And right away you brush your teeth.
It depends on what I'm doing, because like if I'm cleaning my retainer, sometimes it's I have to wait. I just put it on and then I do other
Yeah.
things, or like when I'm flossing or something like that.
Yeah.
In the morning, I just do that, because when I brush in the morning, it's just rinse,
Yeah.
toothpaste,
And
begin.
You begin. Okay. For
that's the whole
me,
process.
it's weird because I actually met some people who do the same thing I do. But what I do is that I, of course, rinse the toothpaste. No, I'd never do that. Rinse the toothbrush and then put the toothpaste on. Then I use my finger to like kind of spread it, if that makes sense.
Oh,
I
to
don't
get it
like
in the
I don't-
bristles, yeah.
And not only that, but like I don't like having too much, like just a glump of like toothpaste on my teeth and just explosion of mint. It's like
That's
so
true.
I do that and then I rinse it again and then I brush my teeth.
You know what? That's a good point, because if you have this glob of
I don't like the feeling of that. I
like
don't know.
one of your, because I think we have habits that we don't even think about. Like when you put the toothbrush in your mouth, it goes on one side of your mouth, right?
Only one, yeah.
Like you pick one side first, and like you do that instinctively. Like I don't even notice that I'm doing it, but I'd probably start with the right side. I don't know, just because I reach over. I don't know how that works. But
And I think I saw a video saying that putting too much toothpaste is bad.
yeah, too much toothpaste always on that side is definitely not a good thing.
Okay, yeah, I did read it before. Okay, yeah. But it was a huge like debate. And
I think that would
some
be.
people say they don't even rinse it. They just put the toothpaste and go. I'm like, ugh,
That's too dry.
that's gross. Okay.
Ew.
So the next one is: are you a fork or a spoon person? Like getting soup out of the way.
Oh, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, like when it comes to rice, I know a lot of people eat that with a spoon because it's convenient. But I actually enjoy eating it with a fork.
Same.
Yeah. So I just because of that, I think I'm more of a fork person.
I eat everything with the fork. I don't like spoons. I don't like
Yeah,
ice cream.
spoons are
I eat
just
with
weird in your mouth.
Exactly. Like it just gets all over the place. And the thing is that like my fork, like I eat it like ice cream with a fork. I eat pudding with a fork. Like I just, of course, when I'm gonna like get the excess, I use a spoon. But like in general, just eating with a fork is just much more enjoyable.
Yeah, actually.
And my mom's just kind of like, you can't get the excess of the. I'm like, watch me, and I just start doing it. Yeah, I just insist on that. Like I can't.
Yeah. So I'm kind of both. Like I'm more biased, I guess, towards a fork, but you know, when it comes to spoons, I guess with ice cream, I use spoons for that, just because it's just how I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think
I'll try
restaurants.
it someday
Yeah,
with a fork.
I'm telling. No, it is. It's literally. It's different, but like it's enjoyable as well.
Right.
But I think restaurants are the reason why I would say I'm more of a fork
Yeah,
person.
because you have to always have that.
They never give spoons
Right.
ever. So I'm like,
You have
okay,
to ask,
unless
and
you
that's a
have like the
pain.
soup. I know. Oh my god. But okay, so the next one is: do you shower or do you like is a shower or bath? Like of course the bath with the overhead and everything.
Right. So I shower. I used to bath just because I was obsessed with bath bombs when I was like an early teen.
when it was really popular.
Back
at
when
the
it was
time.
popular, because I loved the way they exploded, and like
Yes.
it was just so refreshing
Some
to be with them.
of them don't work though. Some of them just sink to the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm
some
like,
of
that's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, but which one would you choose?
I would choose if I wanted to relax, I'd choose bath. But like in general, I would choose shower. Like
Shower.
I shower every single day in the morning. It's basically my coffee. Like I don't need coffee if I just
Yeah.
shower in the morning. Just that's just how I am. I don't know.
And this one also is the same idea of the milk before cereal or whatever. Is do you face the water or away from the water?
In the shower?
I don't know how people face the water.
That would be too hot because like it depends actually. If you're taking like a hot shower, you don't
Yeah.
face it. Like the back to it is like
Yeah.
what you do in general.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't face it now that I think about
because
it.
the water's not in your face. Like how are you gonna function anything?
That would hurt.
And I was gonna ask actually, cold or hot water?
Probably towards the hot side. Like I don't go insanely hot. I just a comfortable warm.
Yeah, I always go to warm as well because I heard like also some people say that like cold water makes your skin really nice.
Apparently.
But, like,
and it wakes you
cold
up.
water, like come on, like that's horrible. I was like, nah, I'm not favorite. I'll just wash my face with cold
Yeah,
water. That's
after
it.
like an intense cardio or any sort of workout that I'm like sweaty, or if I'm outside, I'll take a cold shower. But that, because I told you I shower in the morning every day, no matter what. So that would obviously imply that that's my second shower of the day.
Yeah.
So then at that point, it doesn't really matter. I just use the cold water.
Okay. And the next, oh my god, I just read the next one. So the next one is milk, dark, or white chocolate.
Ooh.
This is a big debate.
And for milk, are we saying what percent milk?
No, just milk, just regular milk.
I'm part of the hydration nation, so I like water so much, but I do like milk.
Milk
'Cause,
chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Chocolate milk's good, but it's not like a thing I drink every day. Like milk, I would. You know what I mean? Like chocolate milk is something I treat myself with.
Oh my god. Okay. And I guess for me, I love white chocolate or milk.
Oh, what? Do they have white chocolate milk?
White chocolate. I think it's just milk.
Is it though? But like,
No, I
you
think
can
there's-
flavor it.
I
with
think
the,
in Starbucks, like something like that, there's white chocolate mocha, for example. I think there's no, actually they closed it. Yeah, there's. I think definitely there's a white chocolate mocha.
Insane.
Yes, absolutely.
I gotta try that.
I know, and I think dark. It depends. I don't like it to be too bitter. I like dark, but like not too bitter. And milk, just regular, I guess. But mostly just dark or white.
Well, I think we could ask, how do you like your coffee? Because
Oh, I don't do black. I just I have a sweet tooth. I can't do it.
it's funny because I do black, and it's weird because I used to hate coffee, and like the reason I hated it was because it was so bitter. But now, for some reason, I just like taste the bean, and I don't taste it
I
unless
wish
it's
I
black.
could do that, but
Right.
like from when I taste, I'm like, ugh, like that's all I can say.
No, but I seriously used to think it was disgusting, and this morning I had black coffee.
Oh my god! I put creamer. Like, actually, I put creamer. I don't put sugar because like
Ooh,
creamer
yeah.
already has sugar.
It does.
That's too much sugar. My
It does.
sweet tooth is gonna explode. So yeah. Okay, so let me highlight that. Okay, iPhone or Android?
So my dad is the reason I'm biased towards Android, and my computer friends who all do comp sci, because they say it's so much easier to code for a phone that's Android, and it's harder to do stuff with Apple because you have to learn C, which is the code that's used in Apple.
Yes.
So it's just, for me, I personally like the professionalism of an iPhone. It's very simple. It looks good, but my whole life I've grown up with Android, and I'm pretty biased towards it.
For me, like it was. I think it started with me and my. How was it? I think it was me starting with iPhone. And then my dad and my mom started with iPhone, and then my sister, and then my brother was the only one with Android. We're like, join us, and he's like,
join the
he's like,
army.
no, I'll never. And then now he's an iPhone, so we're all iPhone.
Right,
So,
'cause-
but like, I don't agree with iPhone making pay with so many things. Like, oh my
Exactly.
god,
And if-
AirPods, $120. Like, come on.
I know, and then the new ones, it's like nothing's really different.
It's so
They're just new,
stupid.
but they're more expensive.
Bigger screen. And just watch one just be my height. Like, oh my god, it's horrible.
Yeah, but the new iPhone is an iPad.
Oh my, exactly. Like, just how are you gonna hold that phone? Just hello.
Yeah, bigger is not necessarily better with a phone. And, you know, I mean, they're under scrutiny for charging the users who create content on their stuff. So people who make apps for the App Store have to pay to be on the App Store, whereas on the Play Store for Android, they don't have to pay to be on there.
I mean, one thing I want to appreciate about iPhone is that it's quicker, because every time I actually did have an Android at some point, but it just broke literally so quickly and was like,
Right.
okay now. And same thing for laptops. Like I had a Android laptop, something that's not Apple, and I just didn't like it. I felt like Apple, in my high school, they gave us Apple laptops, so it was way quicker, so much more easier, and so much more creativity you can get from it. So I was like, yeah.
That's true, because there's so much more professional software for creating
Anything.
fun things is on
Android,
Apple.
not Android. I keep saying Android, but like non-Apple, like it's just hard.
And it's funny because I brought this up with one of my international Chinese friends, and she was telling me, well, she basically just laughed. She's like, "Ha, you guys have Apple and Android. We have our own thing." And I forget what it's called. They have their own thing in China, and it's so much better. It's like an Android and an Apple combined, and it's really, really good. And I really want it here. I want it here so bad.
Okay, I'll look that up afterwards. That's so cool. Oh my god. Okay. Wait. Okay, so so when you're having toast, like a sandwich with toast bread, okay, do you cut it diagonally or vertically?
Oh.
I never thought of this until I looked it up. I was like, whoa.
Like, I don't really cut it. And that's the thing. That's another category, I think, because some
It's a
people
typical
always
thing,
cut it. And
cut
then
it.
some people take the crust off. I just
maybe
eat
they
the
don't
sandwich.
eat the sandwich. Same.
And, you know, at Temple, at the dining hall, when you're ordering the sandwiches, they cut it. There's one person that cuts it diagonal and one person that cuts it down the middle. And
it just differentiates every time.
Yes, and it tastes better, in my opinion, when you cut it diagonal.
Yes, exactly. Dude, same. I do it diagonal also. Like, vertical just doesn't look right.
Right, and it's like something about the distribution of it is like balanced.
It looks like I don't know. It just looks like a sandwich when you do. Okay, that is true though. It's so weird. It's some psychology behind it. Okay,
There's gotta be.
So when you eat apples, do you eat it in slices or whole?
I love it in slices for some reason. Yeah, but when I eat it whole, it's like in your teeth and all that.
And it gets in between your teeth, and like also it's just. Well, I think one time I bit it and like I saw blood on there. I'm like, okay, it's gross. Like, but yeah,
right. And you could also cut out those, those spots that form on those apples.
Yes.
Oh,
hate
they
that.
freak me out.
I know. That's why it just slices is so much better. It's just little portions.
I agree. It also tastes different because if you're biting into an apple,
again,
it's like,
just the size has to do with the flavor. There has
it
to
does.
Be, it has to.
There's something behind that.
I need to research that. So that's gonna be my presentation I've ever had. That one. Okay. So creamy or chunky peanut butter?
Great question. Eating it alone, I like chunky. But eating it with something, I like creamy.
Do you mean like with something as in like with bread? Or?
With either bread, chocolate pretzels, those are good. I recommend it. Or with like apples.
So do you eat the chunky by itself?
Yes, if you're like scooping it. Because in college...
I mean, technically there's nuts, so it's like edible with it.
Yes.
Like,
In college, we're hungry.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. So chunky peanut butter it filled me up better, and it kind of felt like I was eating more.
Yes.
That's just what it did to my head.
That is true.
And it doesn't taste any different other than the texture, which makes you feel like it's different.
I prefer creamy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just like whenever I eat chunky, like it's just I don't know, it like gets in between my teeth. It's just like not
That's
enjoyable.
true.
I'm like at least for someone who eats it as a sandwich. So okay, and the next one, of course, is a really big debate one. Do you break your Kit Kat or do you eat it whole? You can admit it. I mean,
if it's okay, you know those Kit Kats that are huge,
yes,
like the ones you can't really put in your mouth.
Yes.
So those I would rip, but like the small, the little ones that have two things that you break, I would just eat it. I'm not gonna lie.
For me, no matter what, I eat it whole because even if it's a big one, I just whatever. Because like for me, at least my experience in breaking Kit Kats, yes, it's experience. Whenever I break it gets on my hand and I have to lick it off, and it's just gross.
Right, because it makes those crumbs like an
it's
explosion.
not as satisfying as people make it. Because like whenever I touch it, it just chocolate immediately gets on my hand. It's like not, and it takes more time to just cut it and eat it. And especially even like Hershey, like chocolate. Whenever I cut it, I take so much like effort to just cut in a perfect piece, but it's not perfect.
It's never perfect. Yeah,
I just eat a whole.
And the Japanese flavors, I like to enjoy those more.
The green tea Kit Kat.
The green tea Kit Kats, the white chocolate, like the pink ones.
I've never had it except for the green tea, but I want to try all of them.
Yes, they're all so crazy good. And, I would break those so I'd just spend more time eating it. But regular Kit Kats don't deserve that.
Exactly. So the next one is ketchup or mustard?
More of
on a hot dog, for example.
I like... So, okay. there's various types of mustard. So there's like your generic mustard.
Yes.
And then there's like Grey Poupon, which is like spicier mustard and it's like more quality.
I think I'm more into the normal one, the regular.
Okay, so if we're just talking normal one, then I'm more of a ketchup person. But if we're talking like the various, there's levels of quality with mustard, and that's never discussed anywhere. And I'm like, okay,
you're a mustard enthusiast, like,
right?
Oh my god, okay.
The message must be heard. So in that case, I'd be more of a mustard person because it's more savory.
Yes,
whereas,
absolutely.
you know,
There's
ketchup
more-
is like
just
always
ketchup.
sweet. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Do you like your bread toasted, like toast bread, toasted or not toasted? Like if you're gonna eat a peanut butter sandwich, do you like it toasted or not toasted?
On a peanut butter sandwich, no, I like it softer. But on any other sandwich, I like it toasted.
Got it. Okay, same. I think either way, like if I'm eating it by itself, like just one slice with peanut butter,
Right.
then yeah.
In that case,
Toast
I
it.
toast it for sure.
Absolutely.
You can't really do that without toasting.
No, you can't. Like
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Okay. So then, last one is when you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Do you put them on top of each other or in separate toast breads? That one I never thought of either until I read it.
Because you know how the knife gets all like mixed and nasty. I mean, if
I always wash it beforehand. Like I washed it like in between. But
yeah, that's a good point. So nowadays, if I were to make one, I'd do it on separate breads and then smack it together.
Yes.
Because it's satisfying to smack
Absolutely.
it together.
Absolutely.
But I think back in the day when I used to make my own peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which I don't make many now.
Yes.
But when I used to, I probably used to put them both
on top of each other.
On each other.
I don't do it on top of each other because it gets mixed together. It's like
just
hard
weird.
to spread it.
Yeah.
So I just do it separately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Separately
Okay.
is the way to go.
So the last song I'm gonna be putting is "Shatter Me" featuring Lzzy Hale, and it's by Lindsey Stirling. She's a violinist, and she's incredible.
She won America's Got Talent, by the way, season 2.
Yes. Wait, I thought there's one that she didn't win.
Oh wait, no, I think America's Got Talent she won, but she was on something else before that,
And she won
didn't
that
win.
one.
Or
Yeah.
did she?
No, America's Got Talent she didn't win.
Really?
Because like they said like she's not, her violin playing is affecting like her performance.
Oh, I thought that was just a comment, even though the people, I don't know who won that year.
Yeah,
We'll see.
But she's great. I mean, she got
We'll
it
look
out
it
when
up.
she's like, yeah. Okay. I think we have to end off this show. It's almost 12 o'clock. It is 12 o'clock. Actually, I just checked. Oh my God. Mark, thank you for joining me.
Yep, thank you
I'm
very
glad
much.
you're not as much of a serial killer as I thought. You're
That
just
would
a
be bad.
typical Club Penguin boy.
Right, and I feel like a lot of the community on Club Penguin is like that.
There are some creepy ones.
There
Oh
are
my
creepy ones.
God.
There really are. There really are.
I've
There's
met
old
them.
men. There's old men. There used to be
Ew.
old men on the real one.
Ew.
And I was like, dude,
That's creepy.
this is weird.
It's
but,
gross.
But it limits what you say. You can't like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh
really.
my-
You have to try.
My friend
to,
got banned for saying "kill me." Like, I was like,
KMS, you could get banned. Yeah.
and she spelled it out, so I think that's why she get it. But like for me, I've said it many times and I never got it, so I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a little risk. What I did is a risk to take. So, but honestly, I felt like looking at your Instagram, I was like, yeah, he's fine.
Right,
I was
and to
like,
tie it all together.
Even if you're a serial killer, I mean, you gave me your Instagram, so like literally there's evidence, and you told me where you lived. I was like, okay, there's like literally all the evidence right here. So
Right. And did we have a mutual? Maybe not. I don't know. But
let me check. I have my phone.
it might have been the other person I got their Instagram on, who goes to Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got hers, I think, and all I got was that. So I got to see if she had any mutual, and we did. It was creepy.
Oh, that's so weird. Honestly, no, I've had those moments where I'm like, I follow somebody from like, oh wait, we do have a mutual.
No way.
But I don't know that person. It's like he's one of those people who I just see in the hallways and just I think he's younger than me. But yeah, thank you again for joining me.
No problem. It was a pleasure. It was an honor actually because
This is so weird.
what the heck? We're in a.
I know. Wait, so has any of your friends told you things like you're crazy, don't go there? She might hold you hostage.
Nah, because and my parents are actually okay with it too. And believe it or not, like, you know, they'd be more strict about,
they
oh,
listening?
you're just, I mean, they're not
Do you
listening
think?
now because they're at work, but they're going to listen if you post it on
Post
YouTube.
it. Yes,
yeah.
I will.
So, you know, it was a risk worth taking. Like I said, to tie us all together,
Yes.
being a risk management major,
Yes.
it's like, you know, the risk is high, but the reward is also higher.
Exactly.
I mean, the risk isn't that
I'm
high,
a
like,
risk.
if we're
I'm a
talking about-
definite risk taker. So, thank you so much for joining me. And again,
Yes, no
guys,
problem.
thank you so much for listening. And of course, I'm back. So it's summer, and I don't have much to do. And also one more thing. Since I do go through the holiday. Not definitely a holiday. It's called Ramadan. It's a month where I fast, so I don't eat for the entire day until sundown. So yeah, I'm right now very hungry and very dry. So if I'm not able to speak for the next shows, then you know why, because I can't drink water. So
that is this month?
yes, it's a month, so it's like it finishes at June 6th. So that's fun. So happy Ramadan, everybody, and I will see you guys probably. Where's there it is. Okay, I'll see you guys next week.
Peace.